following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, and Shannon Gross.
Monday. What's today? May the
13th?
13th? 14th.
14th.
Monday,
man.
May 14th.
Come on, man.
I don't know.
Get
They
it
all
together,
run together.
Kurt.
Come on, man.
They all run together.
Mother's Day run. Okay, Mother's Day run together on the 3rd. That was the 13th, bro.
You're trying to get me in trouble with Mother's Day.
Kurt, you got 18 kids. You should know what Mother's Day is, the date.
I know it was yesterday. That's all I need to know.
What'd y'all do for Mother's Day?
Actually, not much.
Good grief.
My son had baseball, so me and him were at baseball all afternoon.
Didn't even spend Mother's Day with his mom.
Well,
You're a terrible father.
We did dinner and we did
Did she cook it?
Flowers, all that stuff.
Did you make her cook her own dinner?
No. Some of the kids made a little something for her. And,
Oh, how was that?
We bought
Terrible?
dinner. No, it's actually pretty good. Bought dinner, so it was all good.
Okay.
So what y'all listen to some Led Zeppelin?
No, didn't do that.
Some Bruce
I
Springsteen?
wish. It was Father's Day, we might have.
Did you go to the country, Nate?
You know I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know I did. Wow.
Did you hang out with Prime?
No, Prime wasn't there. He's with his mom. He went and spent a little time with his mom and family and stuff. Me and my wife did something earlier, and we were just laying around. I'm like, babe, I'm going out to the country. You want to go? Hey, I want to go out. Okay, babe, you lay here then. I'm daddy going to the country. Yeah. So what did you do, man?
Did you see your mom?
I did, and I called her like 3 times. I was going to go home.
3 times?
Yeah.
I mean, what? Why 3 times?
Well, 1, to tell her Happy Mother's Day. 2, just to see how she was doing later in the day. And then 3, I felt bad because I didn't get to go home. So I called her back again.
guilt
no, you
there?
didn't go home. It ain't that
that's
you
being
didn't
a good
get
son.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
Look at Doug. No, Doug. This dude could have went home. Don't do that for
What you have
him.
going? You got a haircut. That looks.
I got a haircut.
Good. What
got
else you
beard
do?
trimmed up. Well,
See, he
just
came.
packing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Packing, and we got a lot going on at work, man.
Packing.
We do.
So you worked all day yesterday.
I didn't say I worked all day. I said I got a lot going on.
Okay, but did you work?
I was up here Saturday. I didn't see you.
I'm not driving 4 hours back home on a Sunday to turn around and drive 4 hours back in one day. If I was going to go, I was going for the whole weekend.
You got to do that for Mother's Day.
Her birthday's June 6th. I'll go home June 6th and celebrate both of them.
I would have did that.
Well, you ain't me.
Yeah. Ooh, obviously, I'm not.
Your teeth are extremely white today. Did you do something different to them?
No, I just got a little darker.
That could be it. Make them stand out a little more.
I mean, that sun, baby. The dog got getting the white in the teeth again.
They popping today. I like it.
Okay.
I like it. So why'd you get? Why were you out in the sun? Were you watching these rookies out here last week?
Yeah,
in the building?
I did. Yeah. I went to both morning practices.
Yeah.
I didn't do the evening practices because, I mean,
It's hot.
yeah, but you know, what they got another word for what the rookies orientation?
Yeah.
Because
Wasn't a whole lot to see.
Yeah. So the rookies were back in the building. What, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Kurt,
And Sunday they were here.
and Sunday?
Thursday was just kind of coming in, getting fitted, physicals, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Thursday afternoon they came in. And what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Friday they were out there 3 different times. The last one was just kind of fitness stuff, running, that kind of thing. Then Saturday, I think it was kind of the same thing Saturday. Sunday the media wasn't allowed. I assume they just did more drills and such. So just in shorts and T-shirts, nothing too.
Nate got to see his pet cat finally in
did.
person. What'd you think about him in person, man?
I didn't see him up close, but
Dorrance Armstrong's who we're talking
yeah.
about.
I didn't see him up close. I saw him from a distance, and I'm like, wow, he's thick. He's a man.
Yeah.
But most people that saw him up close say he's probably 6'2".
Yeah,
you know.
I saw him in the locker room, and he wasn't as big as I expected.
Yeah, but
he's
well
thick.
built. Yeah, he's well. And that's what I was telling you on the phone. One thing about every one of these guys that stands out to you when you walk up to them, they are all well-built kids. I mean, you look at Bo Scarborough or whatever from
That's a big kid.
This man is huge. You look at Vander Esch. This man is huge. You look at the other kid that we got, the other linebacker, number 59.
Covington, Chris Covington.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
Man, he got some arms like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I mean, you look. I don't know if they can play, but they sure get you enthusiastic about just their size, man.
Yeah.
They look like they can play, huh?
I guess I was expecting, Charlton is 6'6". He's Tyron Crawford's 6'4".
Right.
Armstrong is listed 6'3", but he's, I guess that's right. He just didn't seem as big as some of the other guys.
I tell you, ladies here, man, and I'm sticking to this. When you start the conversation off with, hey, he got violent hands, he got that bend, he's got that lean, he's got that speed. Those are the first things that you look for. People are like, he a one-trick pony. Well, that speed kills. Mm-hmm. And I love it, man. I love what these guys were out there doing. The little walkthroughs we saw, even Michael Gallup, is I'm pronouncing that right?
Mm-hmm.
He looks nice. I mean, all of these kids look nice. I mean, last year, these guys, they were just lean. Hey, okay, cornerback, lean. They were lean kids.
Yeah.
You can tell they need, if you don't put an ounce of muscle or an ounce of on these kids at all, they good where they at.
Yeah, I think I read, Broadus had a scouting report article up, and I think he said that Armstrong came in about 15, 20 pounds heavier than what they actually had him listed at since the combine.
Bigger. So, yeah, he's definitely put on some weight, it sounds like.
He'll go back down. He should go back down. He and you know what? If he don't, I'm going to go tell him, hey, bro, don't do that.
Yeah, they don't need him to be quick. They need to be quick, not big, right?
What amazes me from high school to college to pros is especially these guys and girls that parents don't have no idea what they facing. And what I mean by that is your kid is 17 years old and you sit up and listen to a TV analyst on Sunday say, Tyrone Crawford, 6'6", 330 pounds. Now, your kid is 6'2", 260 pounds, and look great. All of a sudden, the only thing you heard was 330 pounds. Now, the next year, your kid only 6'2", 300, and ugly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not even getting into that. That is so sad. That, you get kids that's coming out of college that's, like 6 feet, 190 pounds, lightning quick, can cover the world. But all of a sudden somebody tell them, hey, man, you got to get 10 or 15 more pounds. Well, if you get 10 or 15 more pounds and it take you 7 years to get that, that's great. But 10 or 15 more pounds in 2 months, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because now everything we brought and saw on film, you don't have no more. Mm-hmm. And so, but these kids, they ain't got to teach them technique, hope that they tough, teach them the scheme, and let these big dudes. These dudes are built. These grown men. And just let them go.
So do they get any work in during rookie mini camps, or is it basically just teaching them, here's our system, here's how we're going to run practices going forward, here's where you need to be, here's what this drill is, here's the bathroom over here? Is that basically what it is, or do they get any work in?
That's the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is the work, brother, and that is so key. But when I played, you after the first meeting and you go out on the field, the learning's over because it's an all-out battle. It's like I'd rather know the basic 1 or 2 plays and beat this guy in front of me, because that was the key. The competition started. Oh man, your hands be just sore, beat up, and they have on helmets back then. You had on helmets, I mean, it used to be ugly, man. Now it's controlled. You get to understand a coach to walk you through what he expects when he, like the linebacker coach, he like to clap. That's his way of doing the hut deal. Mm-hmm. He likes to clap, and then he'll do what he do, and believe it or not, that's a good thing, where you get to actually learn your offense, the basic offense. You get to learn the basic defense. You get to understand what the special team coach, because I'm telling you, going 100 miles an hour, going into watching film, don't nobody know where they're going, then trying to get in the playbook, which you so beat up and tired by the after the first practice, you half sleep. It's different. And the reason it's different is because everybody is top notch. It ain't where I walk in and I'm better than everybody in the room. Everybody is your equal or close to it, and I'm just glad it ain't a bloodbath no more. I'm glad for that.
Yeah, they definitely, back to your question, they do start getting into the playbook and they start learning the basics like Nate said. But a lot of it is just here's how we're going to line up. Here's what we do then. Here's our schedule, and here's the drills we're going to run. So their heads are swimming, that's for sure. They're trying to take all this in.
See, because when you're a great athlete, and we'll go over this time and time again, and we'll always be talking about it because football is repetitive. When you're a great athlete in high school or college, you never play your equal. Mm-hmm. You have 12 games in college. Am I correct in saying 12 games?
Yeah.
Unless and if you're a Power 5, you may have 14 or 15 games. But for the most part, you have 12 games and then a bowl game. And depending on where you're at in your career, and let's use the SEC. Well, if you're in the SEC, on one side of the SEC, because they got two divisions, well, this thing is started turning over every year. Players are, graduating. So if you're an elite athlete, a couple of times you're going to catch some freshmen or some sophomores, you're going to wear them out. All you're doing is building stock for the NFL. Then, you had a game where you play somebody your equal. You whoop them or don't whoop them, it don't matter because they were one game. Mm-hmm. And the scout be like, oh, hey, he didn't do too well against that guy, but hey, this guy going to the pros too. So when you get in them meetings and you look next to you and you ain't looking down, you're looking right in the dude's eyes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe up. Yeah. You used to get in and you had your favorite chair. Well, you walked into the meeting and ain't your favorite chair. That dude just sat down. You be like, hey, man, that's it's my chair too. Whoever get here first. Now, once you get into the regular meetings with the veterans, then you say, hey, man, get out my chair. Yeah. But you ain't showed nothing yet.
All alpha dogs.
Yeah, and barking big. And barking big, man.
Kurt, did you get a chance to talk to any of these new guys over the weekend?
I talked to a couple guys. I interviewed Chris Covington, who is one of our 6th-round picks, and he's a big dude.
That's a big dude, man.
He looks. I'm excited to see what he can bring because.
What position is he?
He's a linebacker. He's another linebacker. It was Brada said they had him working out at weak side linebacker. I talked to Ben Bloom, and Ben said they're mainly focusing on the Mike and the strong side. So he may be doing a little bit of everything, but he's an interesting dude. He's kind of soft-spoken. He's not real rah-rah or anything like that. But,
did you get anything good out of the interview?
Yeah. I mean, he was a quarterback in high school, and he actually played quarterback one year at Indiana. He went to school there. And,
that's a big quarterback, huh?
A big dude. But, and I talked to his high school coach. His high school coach thought he should be a quarterback. They loved him, but the dude just likes to hit. He wanted to play defense, and
like to hear that.
Yeah. So and he can bring it. From what I've heard and read some other places, he can stick. He's going to be a good player. And he wasn't even the best as far as stats. The best linebacker on Indiana was a kid named Scales, got more honors. But this, from a talent standpoint, from the tools, from speed, all that stuff, he's the other kid. The other kid didn't even get drafted, and here we took him in the 6th round.
Oh wow!
So he looks like he's going to be interesting to watch, and hopefully, I mean, he's still pretty raw. He was a starter for 1 year, and but he looks like a kid that could come along and he could do a little something.
You know what's so funny is I'm I'm gonna take, not for granted, but I'm gonna say, hey, our offense is all right. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even see Connor Williams. You know, I walked out there the first day, and the only people I looked at the first day, I looked at my man Armstrong. I'm looking for him. You know, and I looked at and I didn't find Dalton Schultz. The only person I cared about was our 4th round pick, because, fellas, believe me when I tell you this, if we get in the playoffs and we go far in the playoffs, it's going to be because our defense helped us.
Right.
It's going to be because our defense helped us. They made a play or two along the way to help our offense. You know, you get heavy after a while. You know, after a while, I can tote you all day, bro. I can get you to my car, but sooner or later I'm say, you know what, man? You getting heavy. Can you get out and walk?
Can you carry yourself?
Can you carry yourself just a little bit? And so I went out there, man, and even the Lannon guy, Joel Lannon, used to be a quarterback at Iowa State, you know, played linebacker. I'm looking at any and everybody that make an impact our defense, man.
That's
until I saw Bo
Scarborough.
I looked at him, man. I said, "Is we changed jerseys?" They're like, "What you mean?" I said, "Ain't that a linebacker? That dude huge.
He's big.
Is he?
That's a big." And what I love about him,
6'2", 228.
What I love about him is, and I hope that they don't take this away from him as a rookie, is his enthusiasm. His enthusiasm for being a part of a team. You know, want to, you know, and I'm hoping he can play some type of special teams or something, because when you get a guy that come from a big program like Bama, and the first, you know, and a couple of dudes tried to make light of, you know, say, hey, what do you think about being in the backfield with Zeke? And he said, hey, you know, we can be the best duo ever, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, people say, well, you want him, you know, people trying to, well, you want him to get on the field. You don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't make light of a person because they enthusiastic about being a part of something. Instead, it sounds better than, yeah, I'm a Cowboy and I'm there. You know, it's that sense of entitlement. He ain't that way. He trying to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And I love that, man. I love people that's trying to get in wherever they can and be a part of this.
They did have him working on special teams this weekend. So yeah, he's going to have to do something there for sure.
Can you imagine him, Smith, and that way we won't have to give our man 420 touches. We can give him 380.
I was going to say, give him 412.
Yeah.
Who else did you catch up with, Kurt? Anybody else?
I actually talked to one of the undrafted guys, Cam Kelly, cornerback. He's from Murphy, Texas, went to Wiley High School, which is just down the road here from us.
Did you say corner or quarter?
Cornerback.
Okay.
Probably some safety too. He's really engaging kid. He was fun to talk to. He too was a big offensive star and broke his elbow in like his junior year, wound up turning to the defensive side. Went to San Diego State, thought he might be a wide receiver, but wound up at corner. Played a lot of safety too, so he may do a little bit of both here. But he's it was interesting to talk to him briefly a little bit about Chris Rashard, the new defensive backs coach, and what he's bringing. You know, that he's another one of these big, kind of tall, rangy kids. That I think last year Cowboys had one defensive back over 6 foot, and that was Jeff Heath at 6'1".
That hasn't changed.
Yeah, all 4 of the guys they brought in this year, the rookies, are 6'1" or better.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I'm telling you, man. And that was the amazing thing, because you were looking, and normally you could tell by height. You know, okay, these running backs, this could be wide receiver group, this could be the DB group. You just, brother, when we go to training camp this year, you're going to have to really look. You know, this, you know, and I told our head of Will McClay, I said, Will, I know this don't mean nothing. I said, but y'all went out and got a yard full of good-looking kids. He said, well, I hope they can play. I said, I understand that. But y'all went out and got a yard full of good-looking kids. And I know that don't mean nothing, because I remember we used to play the Raiders, and we used to practice against the Raiders, and they were, I mean, they had Greek warriors. You know, I'm saying when we went in scrimmage, if you didn't have no pride, They walked out on the field, and just them walking out on the field was like a Nike commercial because everybody looked good. You know what I'm saying?
You may be a Greek warrior, but if Nate gets his hands on you.
Yeah, hey, that's what I was so banking on, bro, because if I couldn't get my hands on them, it was going to hurt me. It's just, these kids look good. I mean, I understand, people like, well, we want to see if they can play football. Well, guess what? They look good. I mean, I don't know how good they're going to be physically, but they look good.
We'll see soon. Rashard, that's what he was known for in Seattle, was the tall, long, rangy
with the arms,
defensive backs to get the hands on you, jam you up.
Right.
Is he having some influence on what kind of guys he's getting in here?
Yeah, definitely. They did some interviews with him, and he said that's the kind of guy he wants. He wants these big, rangy guys that can jam them up at the line and really create some
turn and run with them, man.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. A guy like Anthony Brown, he's 5'11", or who was the other? Jordan Lewis, he's 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
And they both played decently last year. Jordan came along.
Let me say
is he
this
going to
right
fit
here.
into what Rashard wants to do?
All that does, if you got that heart and you got that ability, all that's going to do is just push you over the top. It's called competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by the way these guys were drafted last year, they're gonna be the ones that's running the show. It's gonna be up to them, and it's gonna be up to these guys who they got as free agents and lower round picks to show. I'm coming to get your job, and that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
At the wide receiver position, at the running back position now, and in this cornerbacks, and say that's gonna be some.
Yeah.
Because the great thing about new coaches is I don't know you.
Right.
So what weight you had last year, I don't weigh good in my room.
Right.
And this new defensive back coach, I'm loving it for one reason. We ain't got nobody that's better than what he left.
That's true.
So when you go in, when you with all that sense of entitlement, he can stop you cold.
Yeah.
Oh, bruh. Get one Pro Bowl before you at least start talking. At least be the best on this team.
Yeah.
I've told kids that. I'd be like, yo, you run around, you ain't even the best on our team. They go home and tell their mama, and hey, he ain't.
I ran into Byron Jones yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep. Eating.
Did you run into him?
Eating lunch. Yeah. Forearms shivered him.
Did he move?
No, his dude's solid. And he was telling me he really likes Rashard. He's like, man, he's got a great energy. He was like, he really likes him. And I, read some stuff that Broadus was writing, and it seems like he's really bringing something extra to the team that
Just from a media standpoint, he's really engaging, really personable. Man, he has a presence to him for sure.
I'm going to tell you something. It helps. It helps when you've seen your success.
Yeah.
It's one thing for me and you or anybody, like you, let's take our hat off for our boy. He's got a new position. He's got more. Tell us what you're doing now, man. Right quick, what's on my mind.
We created a programming team where we're just basically I'm in charge of looking at all the content that we're producing across all of our channels, and then deciding what goes where, and then putting analytics to it on the back end and deciding what's performing well and if we should change up the way we're doing it, and then also still overseeing social media as well. So,
and see, you've seen your success. Now once you see your success, now it ain't hard to duplicate. You just need the pieces to duplicate it.
Yeah.
And the first thing we noticed was 6'2", 6'1", all across the board, 6 feet. Well, he ain't saying what we drafted last year ain't no good, but he's seen his success. He know what he likes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what fits into that? Jones. Now all Jones got to do is free his mind. Jones' biggest enemy is his mind. If Jones just relax, play within the defense, and let it happen, he'll be all right.
You think that'll be easier for him at corner than it was at safety?
You know, I would have bet everything I had that a kid was a natural safety.
Yeah.
But I was wrong because his instincts just don't take him to the ball. If it does, it's not at the right angle. Maybe having to call the defense. You know, I tell people, and this is not a knock on nobody because I was that way for a long time. Seeing football and translating it and how it goes on the field, you see it on the board, you see it on film, but then when it's your time to look at it through your eyes and believe what you're seeing, something happens. The translation ain't quick. It's game is bam bam. It's the speed of it so quick. Some people just never get it, and if they have to think, they 2 steps slow. But if they just have to react and just play, and the less thinking they do, the better off they are. And we'll just see if that's with Jones. We'll just see if that's the case.
I'm excited to see him back at corner. I thought he did a really good job when they had him at corner, especially against those bigger targets and stuff.
Oh, did you ask coaches they're going to play sides? They're just going to have a left and a right corner?
He hadn't said that. Now, he did say Rashard felt that Jones was the type of cornerback. He would be better fit because he's, strong, athletic. So it sounded like part of him moving to cornerback was Rashard's doing. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does. But I haven't heard anything about sides.
Because in Seattle they played sides. This guy and Sherman played on the left side, and that's where he stayed. And once you get comfortable like that, it's better for some.
And maybe that's what he needs. Like what you said, think less. If he's if they play sides,
he ain't gonna play the slot.
Yeah,
he's just gonna go right out there to the. Let's say they put him on the left side. He's gonna go right to the left. If you run out there to the left, he got you.
Yeah.
You my man.
I can't recall, and maybe y'all will dispute this, a training camp with more interesting stories and more interesting things that you want to find out about the team. You got all new coaches. You got a quarterback that's entering his 3rd year. You got a running back that had a hell of a rookie campaign and then had some issues last year and couldn't get on the field. You got a young secondary that you saw all the potential in the world last year. Now it's time to step up and really bring it this year. You've got, some interesting pieces at offensive line that you drafted. Jason Witten's gone. Dez is gone. A ton of new wide receiver. Like, there is so much going on this camp. Like, I'm ready to go.
You got a clear sheet of paper there. Just give me your pen with a clear sheet of paper. Right there. Give me your pen.
Me?
No. Just keep it. Write this down, Kurt. Write this down. This is what we do know.
Mm-hmm.
We have a quarterback that's starting.
Yep.
We have a tailback that we know as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sean Lee we know as a starter.
Mm-hmm.
We have DeMarcus Lawrence we know as a starter. Continue on.
Probably offensive line.
Okay,
not the whole thing.
Yeah. The offensive line. Carry on.
That's about it.
My wayward son.
Jason Garrett's the
Dan
head
Bailey
coach.
Count? Chris Jones?
No.
After end of last
that's
year.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm serious.
Yeah.
We got O-line. We got those guys on there and carry on.
Yeah.
This is a team that youthful enthusiasm, whoever learned the quickest, the technique and the plays, gonna get a jump. It's gonna literally come down to that. I mean, now they're gonna have guys where my man is a day one starter. Vander Esch, he's a day one starter.
Yeah.
But who say he's gonna keep that?
Right.
Even Wilson.
Damian Wilson.
His job ain't secure.
Yeah, not at all.
His job is not. I'm serious now. His job ain't secure.
Awuzie, maybe. Possibly.
Have you seen enough out of him though? He's been hurt.
Yeah. I don't know.
Stays hurt.
I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
It ain't nobody. Jeff Heath.
Yeah.
Jeff Heath. That's the other guy that's a starter. That he's got to jump on everybody else.
I don't know if I'd pencil him as a sure starter either.
Kayvon, much as I like Kayvon Kayvon is a 25, maybe 30 play guy because he's a specialist. We know what he can do.
Right.
I tell you what's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeff Heath and Byron Jones are the old men in that secondary.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Those are the two old guys back there. And then if you take Sean Lee out,
Team get real young,
he's
don't they?
real young.
Byron Jones is only 25.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. And
Heath's 26.
see, I know y'all done changed the subject, but I'm back to them 4 or 5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the starters?
Yeah.
You know, we want to think of who Woozier is. We want to think that Lewis is. We want to think that, you know, Xavier Woods. You know, who is our safeties?
Now, I don't think you've seen enough out of any of those guys on defense to be able to anoint them going into camp. It's like, you did good last year. You got all the potential in the world, but hey, look at these 12 other guys we got waiting in line.
You don't think my
Let's go.
homeboy? You don't think my homeboy Brown is sitting there sweating?
Yeah.
You don't think like, wow?
Yeah.
All those guys probably.
Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we had one of Nate's pet cats broke his foot last week.
That hurt.
We have a current Cowboy that released an album, and then Dak. There was a lot of talk about his contract and should he be getting the big money already. Let's talk a little bit about all that stuff when we come back on Hangin' with the Boys.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
I definitely have an Instagram foodie thing, but the low-light camera on my new Samsung Galaxy S9 from AT&T is getting me a whole new world of likes and shares. Baskets of bread by candlelight, colorful fruit plates in full sun. Even a dimly lit Cobb salad was recently hailed as a masterpiece.
Come in now and ask how to get half off the new Samsung Galaxy S9 from AT&T. AT&T, more for your thing. That's our thing. Limited time only. See store for details or att.com/Samsung50. The dual aperture supports f1.5 mode and f2.4 mode. Dual aperture is installed on the rear camera.
Oh, I am craving a Dr. Pepper. I got some soda. I asked not for soda. I asked for ice-cold, craveable Dr. Pepper. Its flavor is more one of a kind than a four-toed sloth with a thirst for speed. So stop settling for soda and start demanding Dr. Pepper. I love sloths. When you crave a Dr. Pepper, nothing else will do. Grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Dr. Pepper today. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
To work this big land, you need equipment with values rooted as deep in Texas soil as you are. Like John Deere compact tractors with a 6-year powertrain warranty and big features that help you work less so you have more time to do what you love. John Deere was first in the Texas fields, and we're proud to be on the field as the official ag and turf equipment of the Dallas Cowboys. Find Texas-sized deals at myjohndeeredealer.com/football. Terms, conditions, exclusions, and warranty limitations apply. See dealer for details.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Back, the star in Frisco, Kurt. What you got?
Underwear. Picking number 1 in the draft is a good thing, but picking your wedgies is bad. So never pick again. Reach for Tommy John instead, the innovative men's underwear that has a no wedgie guarantee. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 20% off your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
Freedom where it counts.
Exactly.
There you go, laddie. Paul's coming back this year.
I saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's coming to he's going to the Houston game, and then he'll stay a week and then go to, I can't remember what games after that, but he'll be in town for a little over a week with some of his buddies. Maybe we can just have an
invasion,
a Scottish invasion on the show one day.
You're going to be a rough week for you.
Oh my, yeah. I'll be at
check your liver.
Be at Christie's a lot that week, and he got an Airbnb about a half a block from my apartment, so that might be real bad news. Yeah. So was it on Thursday or Friday or Saturday that Nate's pet cat on the defensive line broke his foot? Malik?
Exact day. It was this past early in the week.
Malik
It was
Collins.
early in the week, yeah.
Is it early in the week?
Yeah, I heard that, man.
Is it the same foot?
Yes. He's now had will have 3 foot surgeries in his 2 years in the league. And the first one was his rookie year. He broke his right foot. Then, but he came back in time. And then last year he played through like a stress fracture in his left foot, had surgery after the season, and has now broken that foot again.
How big of a deal is that, Nate?
Everything.
Yeah.
You know, that's everything. That's like a hamstring on a cornerback. It's everything because he's always as a one technique. That's when we brought Tyrell McClain in here. I was like, okay, new life but Tyrell. I mean,
they tried to get him back in here, didn't they?
Yeah, but
he went and signed with Atlanta.
Yeah, but it's okay. But that's everything because you, as a one technique, if you doing everything you're supposed to do, you eating up blocks. And you weigh 290 pounds, and the guys that's jumping on you weigh at least 300 pounds. So that means everything on a foot or a knee. You know what I'm saying? That's everything. And so you hope he can come back.
Well, how they're spinning it is he has yet to miss a game. And he's played through the injury so far. He should be back in time for at least part of training camp. So
but you know what, though?
They feel he's going to be back.
Yet to miss a game and to be as a 3 technique, he had a chance to be dominant, okay? But he moved over for David Irvin, or they rotated. They call it whatever they want. But if we could have got a McClain, see, you know, I hear a couple people, you know, experts, hey, well, McClain ain't that big of a difference. No, maybe not at $4 million. That's what Atlanta supposedly gave him per year.
Money, huh?
You know, I say, okay, that may be true. But can you imagine Terrell McClain back at that one technique, and we got Malik and Irvin coming off on off that 3 technique? Come on, man. Come on now. And that's a rotation.
Yeah.
You know. Now we got Malik coming back off a foot, and he going right back to the one technique. And I don't care what nobody say. That's an ugly position. That's a position of not of glamour.
Just get beat up, huh?
yeah.
Fire hydrant.
How? What's the status of Tapper? I hadn't heard anything about him lately.
Brother,
I don't know. He may be. I don't know what his status is. I haven't heard anything about
I
him.
saw him in the lunchroom the other day. He said he felt good. Said he looked good, but hadn't really heard anything.
I was talking to some guys, and it's just nowhere in the world that Tapper, this kid Armstrong, and Charlton. You know, the Ely guy, Coney
Ely.
Yeah.
Don't even put him over there. Let's let these 3 guys find out who the baddest right defensive end is. If we're gonna put anybody over there, put the Marcus Lawrence over there. But let's find out who the baddest out of these 3.
So what do you this raises another question that Randy Gregory tomorrow is supposed to enter his paperwork to be resubmitted and could be back if the commissioner approves, be back by training camp. But is that now you're taking away snaps from these other 3? So is that something you want to mess with?
I'm gonna tell you something. Once Mr. Jones, Stephen, and that's Stephen I'm talking about, make their move or what they're gonna do, how they're gonna handle it, and then I see how defensive coordinator gonna handle it. You know, then I have something to say. But until he get here, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because you can't bank on what you ain't never seen. You know, Gregory, until he comes back and shows that, hey, I'm here, you know, and that's gonna take a year of being clean, of not messing up. So you can't never take for granted. So you don't mess with the 3 guys. I wouldn't.
Right.
You know.
That's Ely, Armstrong.
No,
and
that's
Charlton.
Armstrong, Tapper, and Charlton.
Armstrong, Tapper, and Charlton.
See, to draft guys and not to never give them opportunity. Why draft them? And if you and if you figure out they can't play early, why keep them? If you say, hey, this guy can't play, why are you holding on to him?
Right.
If he can't play, he can't play. But if he can play, or you see that he is going to develop into something, how is he going to develop by standing on the sideline with the hands on his hip?
You got to give him reps, right?
Yeah. So y'all know how I feel about Gregory, man. I mean, some of the things and some of the drills that I saw this kid do, I mean, just was unreal. I'm like, who is that? I mean, look like a wide receiver, some of the things he does. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, they show some of his highlights. I mean, of how he's so smooth and making certain plays, you know. And I'm saying to myself, I ain't getting pumped up like that no more.
Yeah.
You got to come and play.
Yeah.
As much as trouble as I brought the Cowboys when I played, it comes a point where you got to play.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be on the field. You know, potential don't get you in the playoffs. Performance gets you in the playoffs.
This competition should help those guys, right?
What's that?
The competition should help those young guys. Now, Charlton's got to look over his shoulder at Armstrong. I mean, that's going to –
Yeah, and Armstrong, and see, much as the Ely kid, as much as I want to say don't do it, that's unrealistic. If he's a right defensive end, he's going to get his reps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be surprised if they got him and Charlton starting it out, you know, opening it up. But Tapper can't get hurt again.
No.
I'm being honest now. Y'all, we talking real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tapper, you can't get hurt again, bro. You can't not go down for more than 2 or 3 games. Because if you're going to go down again 4 or 5 games, that's the 3rd year.
Right.
That you ain't.
Can't depend on you to be on the field, yeah.
I would think he's got to really show out in training camp or he won't even be here this year.
Yeah, because this thing is tight, man. And maybe I'm overstating this draft just by looks. But, boy, these kids, I can't wait till these kids get some pads. I just want to see what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if just 2 or 3 of them can play like they look, we got some pros. we got some all pros up in here. I'm telling you now.
Hey, Kurt, on that Randy Gregory deal, do you know the process for that? What the time frame is?
They've got this like 2,000-page submission that I think it's tomorrow they're doing it, and it's got like tests and quotes and, you know, all these people backing him up. And then the commissioner has 60 days to approve it or not, and that would be like a week, 10 to 11 days before the start of training camp. So they're starting to get into this time frame where they're trying to get this done before training camp starts. So,
and we know how quick the league moves on things.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be day 59.
Right, it'll
probably
be mid-July probably before we hear anything.
You know what? You know, you would like to have faith in the process, you know, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have faith in the process because the process ain't never been consistent, you know. But like I say, I mean, when you talk about Randy Gregory, you talking about somebody smooth, you know. And this is the sad thing about it. You would hope, or you would think that everybody would like, oh man, forget he's a bomb. Oh man, bad attitude. You wish you could say that so it could soften the blow. But to a man, great guy, super guy,
right?
It goes on and on how good this kid is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a rule that's keeping him out.
Yep.
Yeah, a rule that may change with the next labor contract.
You know, so
he may be the last guy in the history of the NFL who gets that serious
that would
of
suck.
Yeah.
And so it's a rule, you know, and that's why I hate to even start talking about it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we got enough guys where him coming back this time, it's gonna be solely on him. It's gonna be, you know, through a lot of prayer and a lot of will on his part. That's the only way he's going to get it back, man. That's the only way he's going to get back. Man, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still only 25. Tapper's only 25. So
yeah.
Some young kids.
So if he can get back and get up to speed, who knows?
Who knows?
Let's take another quick break. The last break of the day. When we come back, we will talk about should Dak get paid and Cole Beasley's side gig on Hanging with the Boys.
Cowboys fans know that the second best of anything simply won't cut it, and your skincare should be no different. A longtime locker room favorite of the players and the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Dallas-based Jack Black is the #1 best-selling men's skincare brand in the country because we make products that help guys look, smell, and feel better. Visit getjackblack.com/Cowboys to get $10 off your first order of $50 or more. Jack Black. Look good, smell good, feel good. Official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
I definitely have an Instagram foodie thing, but the low-light camera on my new Samsung Galaxy S9 from AT&T is getting me a whole new world of likes and shares. Baskets of bread by candlelight, colorful fruit plates in full sun. Even a dimly lit Cobb salad was recently hailed as a masterpiece.
Come in now and ask how to get half off the new Samsung Galaxy S9 from AT&T. AT&T, more for your thing. That's our thing. Limited time only. See store for details or att.com/Samsung50. The dual aperture supports f1.5 mode and f2.4 mode. Dual aperture is installed on the rear camera.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Back, final segment of the day. Then we get to go to lunch. They have a mashed potato bar for lunch today. I've never heard of that.
Wow, mashed potato bar.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that either.
I don't know what it is, but I guess we'll find out here shortly.
Interesting.
Did you eat some cookies today, Nate?
No, I ate some of the store-bought stuff, cookies, but
man, I tell you what, those cookies,
them cookies are next level.
Yeah. Especially when they have the chocolate chips with the square chunks in them, and not just the chips. Oh,
I'm eating them oatmeal.
So good. Speaking of good, let's talk about quarterbacks. Matt Ryan just screwed all the teams in the NFL by signing a $30 million a year contract recently.
It was messed up with 2 quarterbacks before them.
Well, yeah. They got
for
it.
Him, yeah.
They got it going.
The kid at the 49ers
Garoppolo.
really, have not did anything significant and got paid.
Yeah, at least Ryan and Cousins. Some of these guys have done some stuff.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins won some games. So now there's talk, of course, all this coming out. Everybody's like, well, what are you going to do with Dak, right? You got a good quarterback.
You've paid guys who haven't done nothing.
Right. He's making $725,848 a year, talking about Dak.
Yeah,
and then you've got people like Garoppolo that have done less than what Dak has in this league, and he's making $27.5 million. So
crazy.
Would you say, Kurt, Dak is on the level of Derek Carr?
Derek Carr. No.
No?
I don't. Some qualities, yes, but I don't think he's this
comparable
pure quarterback passer like Carr is.
Comparable though.
Maybe, yeah. I would still give the nod to Carr. Probably.
Yeah. He makes $25 million a year.
They're going to owe him some money if they decide Dak's the real deal and the guy they're going to
What about Alec Smith, Nate? You think Dak and Alec Smith are kind of comparable?
We'll know this year.
Yeah.
This is the year.
This is the make or break year?
See, I have no problem with Alec Smith.
Mm-hmm, me either.
But I have problems with some guys. I do. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not a quarterback guru, and y'all heard me say that. Man, I just can't pick a quarterback. Mm-hmm. But once I see you play for 2 or 3 years, I can tell you who ain't. Ryan, Flacco, them dudes ain't worth their money.
Flacco, by the way, makes $22 million a year.
These guys, especially Ryan has had talent around him. Mm-hmm. And now maybe this is the year he does it. But he's had talent around him for many years and have not completed it. They depleted the Ravens team to be able to pay Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
What has he done?
Yeah.
So
that happened with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
That once he found, they won all their Super Bowls when he was getting paid nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, the big contract.
The thing, but
the Seahawks and the Ravens both let their defense go to crap.
Yeah.
Well, part of that's because they had to pay their quarterback.
They had to pay the quarterback. And but see, what Wilson has that the other two don't have. The other two don't want to move around. But got more than a lack of defense. And that's Seattle. They have no offensive line either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Ryan, more than any of these guys, has a good offensive line, has two dynamic running backs. Come on, Julio Jones, Muhammad, Sanu.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just stole our boy from Bama.
Blaine. Oh, no. Ridley?
Oh,
Ridley?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
They're kind of stacked at receiver.
So, I mean, it don't take much as a quarterback, and you have to pay him. You have to pay him.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying don't pay. If you want to pay him that type of money, pay him that type of money.
You got to make sure.
Yeah. But until I see Dak, because to me, Dak didn't have a bad year last year.
Mm-hmm.
To me, our team had a bad year.
Yeah. So do you let him play this year out before you make any decisions? Let him play the whole year?
Let him ball it out.
I don't. He's under contract 2 more years.
Let him ball it out.
I don't think they can do anything until after this season. Then they could extend him, or they could play him that last year.
Let him ball out.
But, you got to wait, see what he's going to bring, because it's still a little bit of an unknown.
What does Cam Newton make a year?
Cam Newton.
I think, to me, Dak is a smarter Cam Newton.
$20,760,000.
So the $760,000 Cam can just toss over to his boy. Hey man, take the $760,000. I got you covered.
But it's going to be interesting. Jerry talked about they've got this window now where, just as Seattle did with Russell Wilson, where their quarterback's cheap and they can spend it on defense or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in a couple more years, all that money is already tied up on the offensive line, is getting ready to be tied up in the quarterback. That gives you even less to spend on your defense. So the time is now, I guess you'd say, as far as balancing the salary cap with the production and what you do.
You know what, brother? I'm going to be honest with you. You can overpay for a quarterback. And I'm hard on Matt Ryan, but he is a top 10 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Flacco, he's not. Flacco ain't even top 15
not anymore,
quarterback.
No.
He got hot. He had great defensive players that did what they had to do, a great running game, tough wide receivers. He took advantage of it. He got hot at the right time. He had one of the greatest playoff runs known in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But he ran along with the different kid that won in Tampa Bay. Come on, man. I mean, there was Tampa Bay with the Ravens. Raven did it twice with two sorry. Anyway.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah. Brad Johnson, they won it with. Was that Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay had
Raven.
Brad Johnson. And because you got to understand, as an owner, as a GM, player personnel, if this guy ain't a top 10 guy, if you ain't projecting him as a top 10 guy, and if top 10 guy totes their teams, they're going to give you 4 or 5 games where they can put the team on their back. The rest of them is just guys.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Don't overpay, man.
The Cowboys did draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be, he was a later round guy, but still, some guys are saying keep your eye out for him.
Yeah, and they never draft quarterbacks. When's the last time they drafted a quarterback besides Dak? Was it Stephen McGee?
Yeah.
Well,
sounds right.
You know what, my friend?
Oh, I'm your friend now?
Yeah. One thing about quarterbacks, you either play or you can't.
Yeah.
Now, if you can, you just got to pray you got the right offensive coordinator. That's all you got to pray, man. I hope you had the right offensive coordinator, a guy that's willing to adjust and to help you grow. You know what I'm saying? It's going to fight for you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Nate had Dave Shula for a year.
Who? And I'm glad I wasn't a quarterback. It was bad enough being offensive lineman.
He was the guy before Norv.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Last thing before we get out of here. Cole Beasley dropped his new album on Saturday.
Did you get it?
Did he break
Autobiography.
You got it already?
Break it. I did not get it. I did listen to some. I looked it up on iTunes and
reached as high as number 13 on
iTunes. I heard from his guy that it made it the top 10 hip hop album in the country on the iTunes charts in less than 24 hours.
Yeah. I think it's dropped out of the top 40 now. But
yeah.
For the time being, he was.
So what do you think? I'll get both of your opinions. One from a former player, one from a.
You want my critique of his rap?
No,
me being the rap.
I want to know what you think about players having side projects when you're a professional athlete. Is it okay? Or not?
I honestly don't have a problem with it.
No?
No. I mean, he's got his deal. I don't think he's doing anything less with football.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a big issue with it. Now, if he goes out on tour in September, sure, but but for right now,
well, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be playing football if he goes on tour in September.
Yeah, but right now, no, it's his off season. He can do what he wants. He's fine.
Nate, you got a problem with it?
I need you to catch about 60 passes.
So if he catches 60 or more, no problem.
I'm going about an album.
59 or less, you got a problem with it?
If he catches 45, I'm going about an album.
I know he's got some.
All right, everybody heard it here. Mark that. If he catches 45 or more passes, Nate is going to buy his album.
Man, I mean, you don't want. A lot of times, and the reason I say this is. The first thing, if he don't have a successful season, guess what the first thing he got to hear all year? Guess what?
Concentrating on
music. People
music.
going to be tweeting him. As soon as his wife leave my husband alone, then they're going to attack her.
Yep. Yeah.
So, I mean.
And then he's going to have to go tell somebody to eat some body parts again.
Yeah. So I'm like.
He's gotten some pushback on it, but, I just. What do you expect?
I'm with, he's a young entrepreneur. He's taking advantage of being a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 100%, but come on and catch them 45 or more or 60 passes.
Did Troy Aikman get trouble when he
made
did
his
those
country album?
songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, but did he do it before or after?
Yeah.
I think that was after the Super Bowls.
Thank you.
You can do whatever you wanted then.
Own Dion's rap CD, Nate?
It must be the money that's turning you on.
We need to dig that out of the archives. For the next show.
We need to have a music
There's a lot
show. There's so many
Shaq,
Cowboys that have done.
But Shaq too, and then we got the whole offensive line had a band, right?
Yeah,
there's a lot of Cowboys music out there.
The Christmas album.
Yeah,
we need to dig all that
Danny
up.
White cut some singles back in the day. I mean,
no, there's a ton of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of cutting, we're going to cut out of here. Let's cut it on out. Next Monday, what's going on this week?
Are you here next Monday?
Maybe.
Well, that's that helps.
When is the next mini camp? And we got a
next
OTAs, a mini camp
next week. Yeah,
okay.
The players.
A man here's going to Bimini.
Hey,
the rain.
Don't. Me and him would be going at. He couldn't see his mom, but he can go to.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Talk about
Kurt, thanks for showing up.
Not concentrating on the
thanks
work.
for bringing it.
Yeah.
Douglas, thanks for.
Man, we'll be back at it.
Thanks
again.
for not
trouble with Beasley doing his
thanks
thing.
For not.
He shows plan to go to Mexico.
Thanks for not throwing up and breaking your tooth on the microphone, Douglas. Everybody in the studio, thanks for pushing the buttons.
Where am I? Where am I?
Monday
in the toilet bowl.
on Hanging with the Boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?